So, usually we think of carrying capacity in terms of how many frogs can live in a pond or how many cattle can be raised in a particular pasture. Carrying capacity applies to human beings also. We consider more than just the basics of food, water, and shelter when we measure an area's carrying capacity. We include the idea of quality of life. Because we expect so much more from our surroundings than animals do, we have to be more thoughtful of how many of us can live in one place. How many people can share a city, state, or planet and still have that area provide each person with clean surroundings, a quiet place to think, a safe neighborhood, good schools, hospitals, and so on? Humans don't want only to survive, we want to be happy and healthy too. Okay, so carrying capacity is the maximum size of a population that can be supported by the resources of a specific area. Birth rate is the annual number of births per 1,000 people. And death rate is the annual number of deaths per 1,000 people. So, I need 2 volunteers. Okay, so I'm going to make one of you the stork. Mikey, you get to be the stork. And one of you the Grim Reaper. That is you, Matt. And does everybody know why? What does the stork represent? Do you know?
Birth rate.
Very good. And what does the Grim Reaper represent?
Death rate.
Very good. Those are cultural symbols to represent those two things. So this clear container is going to represent the world, and the red dye in the water represents the people in the world. Stork, because you represent the birth rate, you're going to be adding people to the planet by pouring dippers of water into the clear container from this bucket when I say go. Grim Reaper, because you represent the death rate, you'll be removing people from the planet by scooping out of the clear container and pouring it back into here. Take turns going back and forth so that for every scoop the stork adds, the Grim Reaper subtracts a scoop. Oh, wait, actually, give me that back, I'm sorry. So, at this time, the world's birth rate is 2.5 times the death rate. Based on that fact, who should receive the large dipper? Very good. And who should use the small dipper? The Grim Reaper. Okay. You may begin. So now take turns. So when you go, you're going to take from here, put it in there, and then you do the opposite.
So I go once for every 2 times he goes?
No, he's going to go first.
Sure.
Yep. Get as much as you can. That's fine. Go a little more. I'm just going to go a few more times. Okay, so we'll stop there. So what happened to the level of water? Mikey?
Rose.
Okay, why do you think it rose?
Because I have a bigger thing than he does.
Right, so because more water...
The birth rate's higher than the death rate.
Very good. So the increasing water level represents an increasing population. So what you just said, it means that the birth rate is higher than the death rate. So now, what would happen if we let the 2 volunteers continue the demonstration without stopping? What would this mean if the clear container really was the world? Matt?
There wouldn't be any people left in the world.
What do you think, Mike?
population would keep rising and rising
Oh,
and rising and rising.
Very
Population would
good.
rise, yes.
Very good, Mikey. Very good. So the population would eventually keep going up and up and up and up, and it would overflow. So that would mean that we would not have enough resources to take care of that many people. So for the water level to stay the same, what size would you each have to have?
The same size.
Very good. So, what is the carrying capacity of your home, Matt? Consider the number of people who could regularly eat and sleep there. So think about it. Like, just put it into perspective. Like, you have
6.
Right, you have 6 people living in your house, so that's how many people. Okay. So, throughout history, the stork and the Grim Reaper's real-life dippers were usually about the same size. So, this usually was not happening. Over the past 200 years, though, the Grim Reaper's dipper has decreased so that it is much smaller than the stork's. Can you think of some reasons why the death rate has gone down in recent years, Mikey?
People are living longer.
Why?
Technology
Okay, give me
and
examples.
advances in medicine.
Perfect. Anything else?
No. Okay.
Do you have anything? So we have advances in medicine, like you said, better sanitation, better nutrition, and that's all based on technology. We have more knowledge now, so now the birth rate is going up. Okay, so now we're going to break into 2. You're each going to have a country that I'm going to assign you. Okay. 1 second. Okay, so you're each going to get a country. So, Mikey, you have Mexico, and Matt, you have Greece. So, on this sheet that I handed out to you, you have your country. It says the birth rate, the death rate. The stork is 1 cup. So let me give you the cup scooper. And the Grim Reaper is 1/4 of a cup. So you're just going to conduct this by yourself. So you're going to do basically what you and Matt just did, but by yourself. And then for you, the birth rate is 10, the death rate is 10. So the stork is 1 cup and the Grim Reaper is 1 cup. So you're going to have to share the cup. Or, yeah, you're going to have to share the cup. Okay? Any questions?
No.
Okay. So before we begin, I would like each of you to locate on the map that I'm going to give you. So here's a map of the world. I'm going to hold it up for you guys to see. Just locate on there where your country is.
Located.
Perfect.
Greece. It's a country.
Greece is
Oh, Greece is a country.
Greek. No,
Greece
Greek.
is right there.
That was like a fallen empire.
Okay, so since there's only one of you in each, you know who's who. So, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me 1 more second. Okay, Matt. So now take from this bowl. So now both of you are going to be taking from the red bowl. Mikey, you're going to put in the clear bowl, and Matt, you can put in the blue bowl. Understood?
This is my bowl.
Mm-hmm. you're just taking, so now you're going to take from that and put it in there. All you're doing, this is your bowl, this is your earth. You're adding people to it, and you're taking people out with the 1 cup.
Is that a half cup? Is that one half cup?
Yeah.
So you should give that to me. I'll just do it twice.
That works. Make sure you keep paying attention. So, what is happening to the population in your country?
It's increasing.
Okay. What about you, Matt?
Staying the same.
Okay. So how do you know that it's staying the same, Matt?
Because I'm removing the same amount of people that I'm putting into it.
Very good. How about you, Mike?
You can also see that.
It's not moving yet. How about you, Mikey?
What was the question?
How do you know that the population's increasing?
Because the water's rising.
Okay. So what might that mean for the future of your country?
Eventually, it's going to be overpopulated,
And then what?
and then it's going to overflow.
But what would that mean for actual people?
Polio.
Disease and
But what if there's too many people? Then
They have
the
to go
carrying
somewhere else.
capacity. Okay.
It'll be over.
So the carrying capacity is the maximum size of the population that can be supported by the resources of a specific area.
they have to go
So-
somewhere else to find resources.
Exactly. There's not enough resources. That's the answer I was looking for. Very good. So, but Matt's country of Greece, they're doing pretty well. The same amount of people that are going out are going in. Okay?
Go over here.
Okay, so you guys can stop now. I think we have a good understanding of what that means. So Matt, what is carrying capacity?
Carrying capacity is what
I don't need exact, just
what something can hold.
right.
So a country, like how many people they can hold within their country.
Perfect. Mikey, what is the death rate?
How many people die in a country per 1,000 people?
Perfect. And then the birth rate?
How many people are born in a country per 1,000?
Perfect. Okay, so now to conclude this lesson, I'm going to give you each a assignment that you're going to take home. I'll give it to you in a little bit, but basically what it is that you guys are going to write a letter to someone from your country. So you're going to pick a country on the map. You can use the one that you have, doesn't matter. You're going to pick a country, and you're going to write a letter to someone in that country to try and figure out what you can do to change the carrying capacity. So basically you're going to do this assignment at home, or you could use this, and you're going to figure out what can you do differently. So Greece, they don't really have any problems. But Mexico, you see that eventually there's going to be too many people. So what can we do? What is Greece doing that Mexico can do? All right?
Mm-hmm.
Understood?
Understood.